Next up is track number 4, Wait Until Tomorrow. On this track, Jimmy demonstrates his mastery of the R&B style of rhythm guitar. Here's the intro. The intro of Wait Until Tomorrow begins with an E triad barred with the index finger, and then you hammer on your ring finger 2 frets higher on the D string and your middle finger 1 fret higher on the B string, and that creates an A triad. And the second time you play the A triad and pull off back to the E triad. And then a hammer on from the 9th to the 11th fret on the A string, and then hit the D, G, and B strings barred at the 9th fret again. And then the low E for 2 hits. Then we slide back the index finger 2 frets to the 7th fret and play the exact same figure, barring at the 7th, and that's a D triad, hammered up to a G triad. And that's a 7th to 9th fret hammer on the A string. And then 2 more hits on the low E. All right, here's that intro figure played slowly. 1, 2, 3, and... All right, here's the Wait Until Tomorrow verse. The verse section of Wait Until Tomorrow begins with an A major chord, fretted in typical Jimi Hendrix fashion, as he was wont to do, fretting the low A note with the thumb, 5th fret of the 6th string, and then muting the 5th string, and then playing 7, 6, 5, 5 on the top 4 strings. Jimmy liked to play major chords in this way. It freed up his pinky to add notes to embellish chords. So we start with A, and then the second chord, and it's going to alternate between this A chord and this chord, which is E minor 9. You've got the index finger barred across the 7th fret of the 5th through 1st strings, and then the ring finger on the 9th fret of the D string. And then he uses the pinky to kind of play this little melody. Then by the time he hits the A the second time, he's going to add little riffs based on the A major pentatonic scale. And then the 3rd and 4th times, the pinky travels up to the 10th fret on the high E string as another way to embellish. And then the figure ends with this little hammer-on deal where you're keeping 2 notes fretted on the G and B string, but you're hammering from the index to the ring finger 9th to 11th fret on the D string. All right, here it is played slowly. 1, 2, 3, and... All right, here's the chorus section of Wait Until Tomorrow. On this chorus section, Hendrix basically moves back and forth between E and G9 or sus2, add 9. And he plays little licks in between. One of the interesting things is that the bass keeps pedaling E over the G chord as well. Bass still plays an E note. So we start. So Jimmy's sliding these two-note double stops known as sixths on the G and the high E string, starting by sliding up to the 4th fret and then going from the 7th to the 9th. Then the aforementioned G sus2 or G add 9. We got a low G fretted with the thumb, the A string's muted again, another G, 5th fret of the D string, open G string maybe, it doesn't have to be there, could be. Index finger, 3rd fret of the B, pinky on the 5th. And then little licks on the A and D strings that are based on the E major pentatonic scale. So, here it is played slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, here's the outro of Wait Until Tomorrow. All right, here's the Wait Until Tomorrow outro. Play it slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4.